Okay, so welcome to In the Kitchen with Jelly007.com, and today my favorite breakfast item, the Egg McMuffin. And I have done it different ways and came up with what I think works best and what I like best. And I think if you'll follow my simple instructions with this Ninja Foodie, you'll get the same result. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you around here, show you what I do and how I do it, and how I get that egg pretty close to what they do. So y'all hang on and I will be right back. Okay, so here are my go-to items. I get these at Publix, and they're refrigerated. They last a long time in the refrigerator, and they have excellent nooks and crannies. I like these over any I've ever tried. Next, the egg. I'll get to that in a minute. When I'm doing it, I'll show you how I do it and what goes on with it, but obviously an egg. I use Sargento sharp cheddar. I think it just works better. I know McDonald's uses American cheese. I just don't. I like the flavor of that. You can, of course, use that. It'll melt a little easier maybe, but you'll be surprised. You'll see in a minute. I brush these with butter and, of course, a Canadian bacon, which if you've done a pork loin recent and you have that, that's way better. Just slice up some pork loin and you can make one that's even better than what we're going to make here. But there's nothing wrong with this one right here, and I promise you it's really close, if not better. So hang on, I'm going to get this started and I'm going to show y'all what I do. Be right back. Okay, so first step, of course, is I put the trivet in the Ninja, this one egg. Now this is kind of what I learned. I've gone to avocado oil on everything I do, and I love it, but I've found something. It does not work well with this. So I did 2 or 3 before I figured it out. I went back to Pam, everything's great. And there's a couple of other things you can use, but I'm just saying maybe you have different results, but avocado oil did not work with me. I couldn't get it to release. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this over the sink where I won't make a mess, and I'm going to spray this with this Pam. That's all I'm doing. And that is sprayed. Now I'm going to crack this egg and put it in there just like that. And that is as simple as it sounds, and that's what it is. All right, 1 cup of water. And I'll show you what consistency I get from this, say, poached egg. And if you ask me, a pressure cooker, or the Ninja Foodie, or any pressure cooker, does poached eggs better than anything I've ever done at my house. So anyhow, got the ramekin. I'm going to set it in. I've got it on the trivet with a 1 cup of water. I'm going to put the lid on, put it in place, seal the vent. I'm going to do pressure on high, by the way. Let's see if you can see that. On high. I tried low. I like the way it does on high for 4 minutes. And that is almost perfect to me. That's the exact way I like an egg on an Egg McMuffin. So I'm going to press start. We're off and running. I'll show you what I got in just a second. Y'all hold on. Okay, we're coming up on the 4-minute mark, and all I'm going to do at this point is quick release. Let that be down, be right back. Okay, so there went the pin. What I do now is open it up. I'm going to set this in the sink because it won't need the pressure lid anymore. And then all I'm going to do is set this right there and not touch it for a little bit. It'll stay warm in that ramekin for a long time. So now, we got to flip this right here over. And it is hot, so I'm going to do it very carefully with maybe 2 of these. And I leave the water in on purpose because it helps keep, I think it helps keep the English muffin moist, or just keeps it from drying out. So I put that there. After I've turned the trivet over, I put a little bit of butter, which is kind of tricky sometimes. And you see I use Land O'Lakes squeeze butter, and that seems to work fine. And set this down. I just brush that around on there pretty good. And then, and I always try and remember which one's the bottom side, because you want to put your cheese on the bottom side, or I do, maybe I'm a little picky about it. Then I place a piece of cheese, a piece of Canadian bacon right there on the side. And make sure you can see what I got. I'm not sure you could the whole time I was doing it, but anyhow, you get the idea. I brush butter on there, place a Canadian bacon right there. I'm going to go ahead and stop it. That way I know I'm starting from scratch, because now what I want to do is press start or on, and then I'm going to hit broil again where you can see it. Just hit the broil feature. I'm going to take it down to 5 minutes. That's normally all it ever takes. If you have to add some, you will, but I've never had to. It'll be fine. So now we're going to hit 5 minutes. At 4 minutes, or say 4 minutes and 30 seconds, I'm going to add this piece of cheese. And we'll be ready to put the egg on there and assemble it. So y'all hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, so it's getting pretty close to have been in there 4 minutes, and I do check usually at this time, just sneak a peek as they call it. But you can see it looks fine. Going back with it, letting it go to where it's down to 30 seconds left. And the reason I said 4 minutes a while ago, because if this cheese were straight out of the refrigerator, I put it on at this point about right here, like with a minute left. I mean, common sense, it's just, you know, this has been out overnight actually. So it'll need no more than 30 seconds. And once you set it down there in 30 seconds, it'll be plenty done. So anyhow, we're coming up on that. Okay, so we're at the 30-second point. I'll show it to you. It looks absolutely 100% perfect. I'm going to set this, like I said, the bottom piece, you want it on there because it's going to run over it a little bit. And that's another reason I leave the water in there, because when it runs off there, it lands in that water. So 30 more seconds, we're going to pull it out. Okay, so we are there. And you can see, in fact, you can go ahead and put this on there. But you can see that cheese is melted pretty much perfectly. Set that there. I'll go ahead and take this out just because. Make sure you can see it. We'll put the egg on it and some salt and pepper, which I'll have to, well, there's the salt. But I kind of shake it around a little bit, and then just like that. And I'll show you, make sure you can see it, how well, or the way I like the yolk, and that is to me spot on. That is what I want. I'm looking for that every time, and that is as good as I usually get it. Now just a little bit of salt and pepper, and it'll be ready to put that top on there, and I think you'll agree that is a good looking sandwich. Now you can toast the other side a little bit if you wanted to, but I never do. But right there it is. And I mean, that is as good or better than I get at that place called McDonald's. But hey, it's a great idea and it works well. And everything's good. That English muffin has a great bite through. In fact, the fact that you don't toast this side, it's soft on this side, but still crunchy, and you get all of that. And anyhow, I've almost bit off more than I can talk with. But I'm really proud of those. They work well. I think you'll love them if you try them. In the kitchen with jelly007.com. Thank you very much for watching my video. Like, share, subscribe, all that down there at the bottom of the screen. I'm not sure would appreciate it. And y'all have a good night. Come back to see me. Bye-bye.